Hi everybody, it's Marianne, and today we're going to make a fall card in honor of World Card Making Day. So I cut some leaves on my silhouette, and you get 4 shapes. The design ID number is 13723. I'll also put it in the comments section. And they're on sale this week for 50 cents. So I cut them just the way they were. I didn't resize them, just out of some scraps of paper. And then this one I did resize. I just made it a little bit smaller and cut it. It's actually the same paper. It's double-sided. So I just used up some scraps. And I'm using a pre-made card base. It's 5 by 6.5. And just my scraps. I've made a few of the fall cards already. And this one's going to be number 4. So each one is a little different because I'm trying to use up my scraps. So I'll show you one of my other ones. So this one I did. It's got all the same elements. Some pattern paper scraps, a little sticker, and a fall sentiment, happy fall. So we're going to put this next one together and I'll show you how I did it. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is add some texture to my leaves, and I'm just going to use some stamps and some ink for that. So I just have a piece of scrap paper underneath here, and I have some different color ink. I have some Jenny Bolin chili powder, some Jenny Bolin stick candy, and an older Adirondack ginger. And I just got some stamps that I like to use for texture. I'm sure you have a few in your stash. This one's by Moon Rose. It's just a bunch of lines. And this one is really, really old. It's from Close to My Heart. Dots, back then it was called. It kind of looks like speckles. So I'm just going to use those. And I'm not going to stress about it. Just going to ink them up a little bit here and there. Get some texture going. And so when I cut out my leaves, like I said, I used some scraps in fall colors and put them all on the mat and cut them out with my Cameo. It was really quick. Get some green. I don't even clean the stamps in between. Just trying to get, a little texture. I have rigged up my iPhone, and on my list to do today is to go to Best Buy and buy a little tripod. So my next video will be more legit than this one, that's for sure. So let me see, the really big stamp. I like to get that nice and speckled. And I'll show you close up how it looks. Nice and speckled. That looks like a fall leaf now. And put a few lines on there just to get it textured. And this one's dark, it doesn't really matter what we do to it. It's already got some stuff, just ink it up a tiny little bit. And then I'm going to take this little ink pad by Prima. It's called Old Road, and I'm going to ink the edges of the leaves. It also gives some contrast when it's against the card. And you could use the Tim Holtz tool. I like to use that too. But these little Prima chalk inks fit perfectly in your hand. Basically, I'm just inking up the edges And also, since it's got cut out of cardstock, there's a white edge to it. Just getting rid of the white edge. Plus, I love to ink the edges of things. It's just my go-to technique, and I just find it really relaxing to do. I think everything should be inked on the edges, just about. So, also I'm going to need a button and some twine for this. You could use jute or twine, anything that's autumn-ish, autumn-looking, fallish, to add to the look of it. And I just wanted to use up some of my scraps, and I had a bunch of cards I needed to make. I run the Stash Busters challenge over at 2P's General Scrapping Board, and when you win a prize you also get a handmade card. So got some prizes to send out, I had some cards to make. So, oh, almost done. Just inking up. This one's nice and easy to ink these edges. Okay, so got that done. My leaves. Okay, so like I said, I have just this plain card base, and then this card's going to be a little different in that I'm only going to use one pattern in my cardstock. So I had this pretty green cardstock. I cut it to fit card, 6.5 by 5, and then I inked the edges. So I'm ready to glue that to my card base. I use my ATG gun. I just fit it on there. Like that. Well, could be a little bit better. I haven't quite stuck all the way down yet. Still have a few minutes to lift it up. There. And then I have this piece of pattern. I think I'm going to like this to go straight across like that. I'm going to ink my edges. Now for this one, I think I'm going to use my Tim Holtz tool and this Close to My Heart ink in chocolate. Any dark brown will do. This is my favorite color. I use it all the time. So I'm just going to ink up the edges. I'm sure you've seen Glitter Girl do this a million times. This is the best tool ever. So I'm just inking across, and now I'm going to glue that onto my card. This piece of scrap is from Bella Boulevard. So that's just going to go across the middle. Okay, next I'm going to arrange my leaves the way I want them. I kind of already know how I want. So this green one I know I want all the way on the brown. And they're all going to meet in the middle. And then I'm going to put a button with twine over there too. Kind of like that. And I've already stamped my sentiment on just a piece of a scrap of craft paper, and I used a Close to My Heart alphabet. Just stamped Happy Fall in that brown, inked the edges, and then I took a piece of cream cardstock like this, and I used my speckle stamp and the Adirondack ink, and I just speckled it, and that's going to be my little sentiment square like that. And I think I'm going to put some brown on the edges there. So much ink on this little thing, I didn't even need to re-ink it really. So I know my sentiment is going to go like that. And I'm going to fit this all together. And button, where's my button? I also used these border stickers by Crate Farmhouse Collection. Some of these papers, that's what they're from. It came out last year, I think, or the year before, but it was time to use up these stickers. I really like border stickers, especially the Crate ones. Oh, here's my button, and I'm going to use a little wood button with some jute. And I think this border sticker. So, I'm going to put my border sticker on here first. Just going to lay it on here, like that. And trim off the edge. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'll trim off the edge. And it looks like that. And then I'm just going to glue all my pieces together. Not sure where that's going to go yet. Just going to leave it just like that. And just put a bunch of glue on here. You could tell by looking at the other side what I used. This one was Farmhouse by Crate. This one is from Basic Gray, I think bow ties and knee socks or something like that. That one was Jelly Bean Soup. This one is My Mind's Eye. I'm really good at remembering names of papers. And that one's also Farmhouse, the opposite side of that one by Crate. And this button is just a wooden button I had. I'm not sure where it came from. So I'm going to start by doing this one with the green one. I'm going to take it off the edge because I'm going to be mailing this, so I want it to stay. And I think it's going to look something like that. That would be my guess, because that's going to go there. So just need to fiddle with it a little bit and get it how you want it to look. See that inking really adds a little something to the leaves. This one needs to be glued a little bit better. Could use a glue pen too, that would probably work better. Just using what's in front of me now. So just like that. So now I have my button, which I'm going to put there. Alright, I'm not 100% with that one. Because I want the button to kind of like I said, it's personal preference. And you want this to look. Let's see if that's a little bit better. Yeah, I like that. So then I need a piece of jute and twine. I just cut a big piece and thread it through. I'm going to make a bow. Like that. I'm going to tie a knot. And tie a bow. And this takes a little fiddling too because the twine is a little stiff. And I want it to be just so.
And I don't like that little piece hanging off there. I don't know what that's about. Get rid of that. Oh, not as easy as I thought. There we go. So I just tied a bow. Could also use baker's twine. That would look nice too. I just really like the look of the jute on a full card. So I think I'm gonna do it just like that. And I'm gonna use some glue dots on my button. These ones are large. I'll use 2 of them. I don't want this button to fall off. And one helpful hint is always stick your embellishment to the glue dot. Don't stick your finger on that unless you want to roll it up. That's also helpful. So make the glue dot smaller than you need. You can roll it with your finger. Put that right in the center, like that. Take a little bit, cut the edge. And there we go. We're all done. That's our full card. So I hope you'll make a full card. If you do, share it in the comments. I'd love to see it. Thanks. Have a good day.